This is Joshua Hart for JTH Boxing. Today I'm here and I'm joined by Nicola Barke. Nicola, first of all, thank you very much for your time and how are we doing today?
Oh, my pleasure. Yeah, very good actually. Just caught me after sparring, hence the sweatiness, so I apologise in advance.
It's all good, obviously, you got a fight date coming up, so you got to prepare, and that's exactly what you're doing. You're here, like I said, you had some good sparring today. How is preparation going ahead of your Queensbury debut?
Preparation's been going really well actually. Since I signed with Queensbury at the end of last year, this is just something that has been, exciting for me to look forward to and actually fight, well, on an exciting card and also make a debut performance on TNT Sports as well. So, like a real big winning combo, we'll say.
It's a very big moment, obviously. It's always a big moment in a fighter's career when they get an opportunity to sign a big deal with a big promoter. Obviously, Frank Warren at Queensbury is a Hall of Fame promoter. Very big platform on TNT Sports, obviously formerly known as BT Sport, but it's still that same big platform. Obviously, you get to fight at York Hall as well, an iconic place for British boxing. It almost just seems to be the dream debut, and if you get a win, it's even better.
When we get the win.
When we get the win.
Yeah, it is. Like all fighters, I'm sure, can relate how hard it is when you're first starting your professional career. It's the part that no one else gets to see, where it's the real hard graft, just not in terms of financially having to support yourself and your career, but actually, building a community of support and fans that are there to help join you on your journey, but also, selling the tickets so you're able to fight and you're able to get these big nights and these big opportunities. So hugely grateful for the position I'm now in.
Obviously, I'm sure it takes a lot of relief off your shoulders as well, 'cause obviously small hall boxing, it's very hard. Like, people don't realise, when people look at boxing, you think, oh, it's a sport where you can make loads of money, but at that small hall level, you've got to sell a certain amount of tickets. If you don't sell a certain amount, you always have to take money out of your own pocket to fight. Obviously, getting your medicals done isn't very cheap either. There's a lot to it, and it does end up becoming very expensive. So having this confidence, this assurance now with having Frank Warren and Queensbury behind you, surely it's obviously, regardless, it's beneficial for your career, but it takes a bit of weight off your shoulders, doesn't it?
Oh, completely. Now I don't have to be my own financial sponsor because I've been sort of double hatting and working full time for HSBC, so that I can fulfill my boxing dream. So it's nice to have, as you say, some of that pressure relieved to fully focus on boxing.
Obviously, training here at Steel City, obviously I've been saying this to all the fighters, saying every single time I come here, it's a gym filled with talent at all levels. Obviously, you've got Sonny Edwards, former world champion. You've got a lot of fighters coming through. Obviously, yourself, you're coming through as a prospect. Two very experienced coaches who have been here. They've been around this sport for such a long time. And it is really just a great place to train as well. Like, every time I've come here, everyone's very friendly, everyone's very positive, everyone always seems to be happy. It's a good place to train, isn't it?
It's a brilliant place to train. I've been across multiple martial art disciplines prior to boxing and out of all of the different clubs. This is definitely the most professional environment I've been with, and I've always said, and I think a lot of athletes can relate, is you want to be surrounded by people who are champions, who are setting the highest standards, because in the end, only your standards are going to get higher, and you're going to improve. You don't always want to be the best in the room because where's the growth? But to be immersed and surrounded by such incredible talent, it's a dream come true. I honestly, if I was to write my dream gym, this would end up being it. So it's perfect.
Obviously, I'm sure you'd like to see yourself here for the foreseeable future as well. What's it been like so far, obviously, especially with you? Obviously, now you're taking this next step in your career with signing a big fight deal with a promotion. Obviously, again, a lot of people here have already got that. Sonny's also got the big DAZN deal. There's other fighters who've got many deals. Obviously, having all that experience around you, is that also good so you can kind of just learn off them? Obviously, not necessarily in the ring, but obviously sometimes there might be that added pressure of, oh, I'm fighting on TV now. There's more people going to be watching. Obviously, they've all done that. They can tell you mental preparation in a way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean, and it's right. It's true. So it's not only the people and the athletes and what they can teach you in the ring, but it's outside the ring as well. They've already trodden the path that I wish to tread. So to be able to learn and leverage from their experiences is invaluable. and also to know them individually. Each and every one of them is a completely different character, but it's just such a like a special place, I suppose, because everyone could just be like uniquely themselves and they genuinely support each other. There isn't any envy, there isn't any animosity, there isn't any jealousy. It's literally like, you're doing really well in your career, we just want to make everyone the best that we can do. And I think when you're in an environment like that, everyone's going to thrive because you're all wanting and working towards the same thing. And I think that's really important.
Obviously, you mentioned being involved in other martial arts as well. Can you just talk to us about your background necessarily, obviously before boxing? I don't know what you've done, but could you just talk to us about that?
Yeah, for sure. So prior to boxing, I did a sport called Lethwei. So my mother was born in Burma, Myanmar, which is politically correct. It's a sport of 9 limbs. So it's punches, kicks, knees, elbows, headbutts, no gloves.
Okay. Sounds a bit painful.
It's very brutal. It's very raw sport.
Yeah, it sounds it.
So I competed in that, and then I've also competed in taekwondo, Thai boxing. I've had K1 fights as well. So yeah, a complete array of different disciplines, and now it's just pure professional boxing.
Obviously, a lot of people say boxing is the toughest sport in the world. When you've described some of these other ones you've been in, they sound a little bit harder than boxing, to be honest. Would you say boxing is the hardest one you've done, or do you reckon the other ones are a little bit more brutal?
I'd say boxing is physically the hardest, and sort of the most professional out of all the sports that I've done prior. In terms of like the pure guts and courage that you need, the Lethwei, so the bare knuckle boxing with headbutts and whatnot, that was definitely requires a different level of self, knowing that, like, knowingly walking into a fight, knowing someone can like headbutt you, and punch you with no gloves. It's almost like an organised street fight, which I've never done. Okay. That's a different level of courage, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. And then finally, just give a message to all the people out there watching about what they can expect from you on your Queensberry debut. 22nd of March at York Hall, live on TNT Sports. What can they expect from you?
So you can expect a night of class boxing. I really encourage everyone to come along, to support, to be a part of the journey. My dream is to, tread the path to get to the top one day, and I'd love all of you to be a part of that too. So join, come support.
Yeah, come support. Get out. It is a great night of boxing that night. Nicola, thank you very much for your time. If we don't speak before March 22nd, best of luck, and hopefully we'll speak again very soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you very much.
Hey,
thank you.
That was great.